Boy, we're live.
Well, gather around, folks. Let me tell you a tale about politicians and their promises that always seem to fail. In the land of Denver, where the road was meant for home, Hickenlooper came along with a plan to end the roam. But where did the money go? Nobody knows. $14 million, and still the homelessness grows. Oh, Hickenlooper, you said it was your aim. But on the radio, you claimed it was just a game. Then came Polis with his all-star baseball show. Like magic, the homeless vanished. Where did they all go? It seems they know how to solve it when the outsiders come to see. But what about the folks who call this city home, you see? Where did the money go? Nobody knows. $14 million, and still the homelessness grows. Oh, Polis, you made it seem like a breeze, but we're left wondering if it was all just a tease. Now we got Johnston, the new mayor in town, promising to end homelessness wearing a golden crown. But forgive me if I'm skeptical, for I've heard this song before, politicians promising solutions. But what's the real score? Where did the money go? Nobody knows. $14 million, and still the homelessness grows.
How dare you?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Top of the time zone. I'm Alan C. You're with Johnny J in the house, here on the Innervision FM universe. You're not going to want to miss today's podcast. Brought to you by Colorado Art Relief Fund, Eeny Meeny Grants, Bonefields Foundation, Chinook Foundation, Christian Brothers Moving Company, based in the great state of Texas, Englewood, Colorado, and Phoenix, Arizona. Also, Richard Damiano of the Littleton Eye Clinic. Stay with us.
Oh my God.
That's who we love, and that's who we serve.
Shout out to the Lord Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday.
It's running out? Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, there we go. We have
launched.
we have launched. Yeah, I was just thinking, that song, which is the instrumental, I used to, I don't know. I guess once musicians decide, I'm not going to do nothing anymore, they just lose all count. So I remember I was convinced, which might have been the unwiser thing to do, just give the tapes back to Wayne and since it's his, master tapes. And I did. And somebody moved him and he said he lost the tapes. And I'm thinking,
kidding me.
Like, what do you mean you lost the tapes? It's like, I'm thinking like, it's your masters, you want to keep a hold of those masters. And I don't know, I've been kind of like, sometimes I've gotten rid of, throwing away tapes and stuff like that. And I think, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. And it's like, so, and then I know a friend, Terry Lynn, who has a Tascam recorder. Ooh. And we have one, but the Dreamland says, hey, can we take the Tascam? I said, sure. I said, use the recorder. And then Dre, he wanted some drink, so he pawned it. And so he said, well, we lost our Tascam. I'm thinking like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But, I gotten quite a few royalties out of those guys because they did make four albums, but it's like,
yeah.
But it's like, oh man, I thought you guys wanted the Tascam to record, not to pawn. Oh God. So,
ladies and gentlemen, we are live on a Monday, September 11th. We want to lift up all those who lost their lives 22 years ago today.
Man, it seems like just yesterday.
It does. It does. I was thinking, well, where was I? What was I doing? And I see all these posts on Facebook. Oh, I was here, I was there, I was doing this, I was doing that. And there was a guy, and he actually made a really valid point. Today is not about where you were or what you were doing. And so he was it was a touchy subject for him. He's like, I don't want to hear any conspiracy theories. I don't want to hear any blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you've got a valid point, pal, because, it is all about those who lost their lives, firefighters who are even today still experiencing health issues, things dealing with the cleanup. Donald J. Trump was down there, and he was right there in the mix 22 years ago, helping to rebuild, along with Mayor Rudy Giuliani. And it's interesting because I guess Mayor Eric Adams today is a much different mayor than Rudy Giuliani was. Say what you will about Rudy Giuliani. He was America's mayor, 2001, September 11th, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it almost sounded like to a lot of people. I mean, it sounded like a movie, but yet it was really happening because we heard about Pearl Harbor, December 7th, but I don't know. It's like, I guess if you were there during that time, living during that time, you just keep remembering, like, yeah, we were alive, we were living at this time, and that was an attack on our soil. But even though it was close to Hawaii, that was a new state. We hadn't even annexed Hawaii at that time.
Hawaii was annexed, or actually became a state in 1959, if I remember my history correctly.
Yeah, for them to to do that bombing at that time, it's like that was just like really close.
Yeah, it's pretty intense because, man, I mean, when Pearl Harbor took place in, I'm shaky on that one, Johnny. Was that 1941?
1942. It was. Hold on, I'm making a guess.
We have a smartphone.
What year was Pearl Harbor committed? (1941).
Yeah, 1941.
Yeah.
It's funny, folks, welcome to the Innervision FM universe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, top of the time zone. I was wondering what something was or when something was. And at the time, my 8-year-old daughter was with me, along with my older daughter, who was, I think, 12 or 13 at the time. And I said, we'll just ask Google. Google knows everything. My 8-year-old daughter says, Daddy, Google does not know everything.
Wow.
It sticks with me. But I used to keep all these interesting facts inside my mind all the time. And they used to call me a walking encyclopedia back in the day. And, it's just because I read a lot, I listen a lot, and I care a lot about our history, because if we do not remember our history, folks, we are doomed to repeat it. Take this for a second, Johnny. I was going to set up, and well, as you know, I was performing the sound checks, and we can't get this thing to pick up my guitar. And I was going to play for y'all and tell you a little bit about some production stuff. We were just going to kind of have a little bit of lighthearted podcast today. I mean, there's enough with regard to the memorialization of 9/11. Maybe some folks want to see some other things, even though we remember.
Here at the Allie Hawkins thing, sold out. The mayor and all these officials are going to be there. Then I hear in Pueblo, there's a pretty good, I guess, remembrance of it going on, started around 3. I said, oh, yeah, you guys can make it up at Pueblo at 3 o'clock. And I said, no way, could I make it up to Pueblo at 3 o'clock and get back? So yeah, there's a lot of things just here in Colorado that's going on.
That's
So,
right.
oh, but just to know that it happened, and that and then I remember I had this guitar player on my show, and she disagreed with Bush about weapons of mass destruction, and then she started getting deaf. I mean, because we have people, the Mrs. A, when people want to get a hold of you, how can they do that? I'm thinking, people go and call, hey, I want you to play at this club. And then we had this guy who sounded like Eminem, which it wasn't Eminem, calling up and wishing her death threats just because she agreed with the weapons of mass destruction. Who sound the same? Or who was it? Was it who sound the same? Yeah. So kind of weird that that would be part of the discussion back then.
That's some absolute craziness, man. I'll tell you. That was-
Yeah.
wow.
So anyway, but so Dick Cheney and Bush, sometimes I wonder, about these guys, but I guess if you want that position, sometimes you gotta be willing to tell a few lies. Yeah, I guess, man.
Speaking of lies and things like that, some of the stuff that is coming out these days with regard to some of the things that we were told, it's interesting because it opens up that whole can of worms yet again. So we did want to try to make it a little lighthearted. I was going to play a little guitar and give you guys a little sneak peek behind the scenes because Johnny set me up with an assignment a couple of months ago. And with my homeless thing and my whatever, I don't want to make excuses. I ain't done it. But I'm working on it. And so we're going to have something for you right around election time in November. A little bit of something that Johnny wrote. And, it's with the help of AI, but, all the credit's got to be given to Innervision FM. And I'm going to make my little contribution and turn the rights over. Because, folks, I go homeless in 20 days, not counting today. And, I got to be honest. It's been a rocket ride. It's been fun. But I don't know where I'm going to be. And I'd never dream of asking for any help for me because, well, God's got my back. But Johnny did start a school, and you can find out more about that at www.innervisionfm.com, www.innervisionrecords.org to check out the nonprofit, the mission statement, things like this. I'm just some dude. I'm a cog in a wheel. I'm a willing vessel for the Lord Jesus Christ. So whatever does happen, I'm okay. And but we do want to get this starship off the ground and help blind and visually impaired individuals who want to learn how to do podcasts or broadcasting, things like this. Make a little bit of scratch. It's hard these days with the economy being what it is. There's ways that you can help. There's merchandise. There's ways you can donate if you do have the fundage yourself. And I know Johnny would appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of thing. So I just had to throw that out there. We got some sponsors, some real good people. But we are listener supported, and we do need your help.
And I just found out, okay, this I don't know, man. These guys just contacted me just recently, and they said they want to, help Innervision get it out there, and then it'll be sharing with the commercials, and for 60 days at the cost of $200 to set it up, $90 each month, and then we won't see any revenue until 60 days
60
out.
days out. Yeah.
And but he says, well, sometimes you'll be sharing revenues with maybe 3 stations, but
Mhm.
it will pay for the cost of it. And is it the usual price is $700, but
Absolutely.
and it's like, oh man, it's like, and I sort of, I went out on the ledge with this one, the IMG,
Mhm.
which this lady said they called her the grant lady. And so I signed up for her November 18th. It's weird how I remember these dates. Paid her, like I think about $10,000, and then I ordered the rest, right? So I was paying $800 a month, and we didn't get she kept promising that, oh, my people, we're gonna get out, we're gonna get that low hanging fruit, and before Christmas.
Mm.
But I didn't. And one of the selling things was, hey, you can relax. And I don't know about you, but when I want to be a part of helping.
That's right.
Getting people to work and paying them for the stuff. So
That's right.
relaxing is not my middle name.
Really?
So
well, if you want to be successful, you got to be hitting the ground and running all the time. You can't relax.
So I was still writing grants and stuff like that. And so the ones that I had started, some of them came in, there's 2,000 here, 1,000 there. And then so I I believe, because she was on the Dr. Boyce show, and I said, hey, I trust him. I hope, he vetted her, whatever. And so then February came, and we finally got the first grant out, and I remember this date too, February 23rd. And I kept writing grants, and it seemed like the grants, most of the grants, and I had some no. Yeah, I understand you get some no answers and stuff.
Right.
But if I would have waited for her grants, which we have received, just no's on hers and zero, and we got still a few of hers out there, Innervision would have been further in debt than we are. Like right now, it's like, hey, some people, they were really 100,000. I have you listened to Ramsey show, where he talked about, like, getting out of debt, and taking a baby step. So those people are seriously, I mean, compared to like the $22,000 that Innervision's in debt to, that's nothing. When I look at the people that are going that Ramsey show. So I put out an email a couple of days ago, and I'm just going to delete. And I found this video, YouTube videos, it's saying like how you can delete people from your friends who's just sitting there, because there's a lot of people there. You said something about like they're waiting for when you become something big, so they can say, hey, I know him when.
Yep.
Yeah. But I said, I like to just get back to my relatives and just, because I have like 200 cousins that I'm going to go see. Those cousins, I seen them like 2 years ago, no, a year and a half ago. Yeah. And then we're going to go do it again. Now that, family, friends, people that I talk to, Alan, I talk to him, Peter, I talk to him, just family and stuff like that. But these other people, I can't see, like, it's almost like people at a house party, and they're drinking all your liquor, they're eating all your food, and you say, who are you?
That's right.
Like, so it's like, I'm thinking like, so I got this email I'm sending out, which I'm probably going to send out again and again until enough people get the idea and they just unsubscribe, and I say who I'm not pointing it out, like my musician friends and people like that.
Mhm.
But who I am pointing it at is like all the people just parked on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, forget about those people. It just irks me that they're just at the party. Oh, we once did a benefit. I was with the Colorado Rock, and then I went with this other company.
Mhm.
And so we had this thing, and we invited, we put up some food and stuff like that. People ate and stuff like, and nobody donated.
Wow.
And the guy says, I can't believe it. Well, who are these people that came and saw the free music and we filmed it and they just ate and left? And I said, wow, that's just an example of like, some people will do that. I mean, it's like, and these weren't poor people. These are like young people that, they had a job, they had, they just free music. And so it's like, but so I'm thinking, okay, I have until the 30th, and I have a feeling that something good is going to come in. So we found some things that will generate, $500 a week, which I need Ira to help me. Alan, probably you need the same thing, because we need to make a link and then go into this other website and just post it and have it go to that funnel and so forth. And so we're going to try some things, to generate some stuff. And it's like, man, we're not. I think Alan's more like we're meant to be like our own bosses, kind of thing. It's like we work together.
I don't mind doing work. I mean, I don't mind, because I look at it like this, Johnny, that there's a 70 to a 90% unemployment rate in the blind community and visually impaired community as it is. And this is before the economy started going south. This is before BRICS, meaning the new dollar they're trying to set up and squeeze the United States Federal Reserve out, basically, by making a gold-backed digital dollar. I can only hope that we can fare well. I can only hope that everybody can fare well through all of this. But we put our faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, and He's the King. He gets all the glory. Whereas the ruler of what we got going down here for right now, that ruler is not a nice guy. He's not a good dude. But we could most assuredly get all the success, all the fame, if we just go to the crossroads and sell our souls.
Oh yeah.
And we're not going to do that.
Yeah. And so it's been an interesting ride, and I take, I guess I take some chances. Oh, and I was telling my wife earlier, this is so funny. It's funny now. I can look back and laugh at it. But I remember, like, it was in 2009. And it was my accountant, and I mean, she really helped. She used to write the thank you cards that when we would get like donations. She would say, "Hey, send them a thank you card," and she got a box of thank you card, and she was in charge of that. And so we had this one lady. I think her name was Melissa. Fantastic singer, right? But she would do stuff just to make ends meet, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so she says, "Hey, you guys, I'd like to help you with the grant." And I said, "Oh, fine, if you want to, but we can't guarantee you that, anything will come out of this."
Right.
And she's like, "Well, I want to do it." So she was looking like she was busy, and she was writing up this part and that part. And then I hate this. I hate waiting until the day of. Hey, Joe, the day of, and then turning in the grant 30 minutes late. And this is just exactly what happened. Yeah. And then she billed us. Okay, the grant was for $964.
Okay.
She billed us $800.
Oh, that's awesome. That's the best ever.
Yeah. And then when I said, I'm not going to pay you $800 for a grant that we would have gotten if you would have turned in the paperwork on time. But why would we give you $800 of a $964 grant?
Wow.
And she's still around, and she doesn't talk to me anymore because I didn't pay her $800. But I'm thinking like, there were so many misspelled words in the document.
Oh man.
On top of that, I said, you don't know about hit spell check? Like, gee, that's an expensive misspelled word document, but it was interesting. Now, man, hey, we're having problems with the guitar. It's like the microphone is it cancels sound other than the voice.
It's a Yeti mic, and I suspect, because it's a good mic.
Oh yeah.
But
Is it USB?
Yeah, USB.
Oh. What driver are you using? The microphone.
Nanotech.
What you might try, what I've found to be a good driver set for most of the USB microphones and stuff is 4 4-in-1 or something like that. Or all for one or something like that. It's a USB microphone or audio software driver.
Yeah, I suspect I'll probably need to look into something like that.
And it's a free driver, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we get what we get. I didn't know until I figured it out just about 20 minutes ago. Next time I try something like this, I'll probably just patch straight in. I'll just patch straight into my amp with a line in or a line out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll help.
Yeah, I got this mixer now where it has outlets where I can patch the guitar directly in.
Well, in about 20 days, I'm going to be in Denver.
Yeah.
At least temporarily, if nothing else. I'll find a base of operations set up. And
have you found a place to live yet?
No. Things are not looking good for the kid.
No, we got a lot of fillers out there. We got the coffee house guys that they're putting the fillers out and stuff like that. And so, I mean, I'm thinking like I'm looking at just this saying that Alan's illegal. He's an illegal migrant.
Get everything, man.
All kinds of money pouring on.
It's funny because I was talking to a friend of mine and we were joking around about that. He says, man, change your name to something.
Huevos Rancheros.
Huevos Rancheros. And, he's like, practice your Spanish or your French or your German or your Italian or you're learning Cantonese. Practice one of those really good. And just tell people you're a poor little wayward migrant. And you'll have everything handed to you. And I was laughing a few months ago. I ain't laughing now. I will say that.
Because they had a parade, like I told you, they had a parade here. Yeah. I'm thinking like, we got all these other how come they're not having a parade for these other guys?
That's right.
And
that's right. I'm seeing veterans going.
What?
Practice Ukrainian.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Kolbenchek.
Kolbenchek. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, it is an interesting world that we live in because 20 years ago, none of this would have flown. None of it.
And then I heard, like in New York, some of them are protesting because they don't like the accommodations that, that they're
Right.
receiving. I said, yeah, okay, yeah, right. That's pretty interesting.
That is, that
Yeah.
is. You know, airports throughout the nation are being set up as allegedly, anyway. We'll throw that in there for our friends. They're allegedly being set up, you know, to house these migrants, and I really don't know what to think about that. I mean, they've been given hotels, they've been given all these things, and your average American citizen, like veterans, for instance, are being asked to go ahead when it's time to renew their lease to just go ahead and get so that they can make room to house these folks coming here outside of legal channels.
Yeah. And instead of like Eric, I had to keep pointing back at him because he's the most vocal, which I'm out of the Democrats.
Yeah.
When he's saying that and I was trying to find the thing he did it on the Sunday show. He says, well, MAGA is the reason why we're having these problems. And it's like, these guys know how to lie. It's like, it's a group of pathological liars.
Yeah.
They are.
They are.
Absolutely. They can't tell the truth. They don't know what the truth is.
Well, it's
Yeah.
interesting because if Trump hasn't been in there for, gosh, almost 3 years now, and everything was shut before he left office. I mean, we had energy independence, we had a handle on the drug trade. There was none of that. I will tell you.
GDP was
Go ahead.
GDP.
Yeah,
Was up.
GDP was up.
Yep.
Inflation was at 2%, below 2%.
Hmm.
Gas was allegedly, don't want to get busted. Gas was allegedly $1.87 a gallon.
Yeah.
Yes. And tonight I'm going to have part 2 of Democrats' denial of 2016 voter. So that's
You're not
6
going to want to
yeah.
miss that.
Yes, part 2, 6 minutes, 6 o'clock. Stay tuned. So
My sister sent out a 911 remembrance thing to me today, and I said, "Oh, that's when the government attacked our own people, our own land, and
yeah,
took away our freedoms." She goes, "Never happened." Okay, wait till it comes out. Was a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. When grandmas had to take off their shoes because they thought a grandma might want to, have plastic explosives in their shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right. And I was telling Alan earlier, when Bush said it was weapons of mass destruction, and one of our artists on one of our shows, was on Channel 12, said she didn't believe it. And she got death threats because she said that she didn't believe Bush saying that there was weapons of mass destruction. And she was free to say that. And then the person felt like, they should call and give her death threats just because. And it didn't happen to the Disney chicks, even though the lead singer is kind of left wing, whatever.
Sure.
They said they weren't proud of Bush as their president. I guess I was on the other side. They said they weren't proud of him as president, and she didn't know who her audience was and who buttered her toast. Oh man, that's weird, man. When you don't know what your audience is, that's like really being detached.
Yeah.
That's me.
Well,
Because I never had an audience.
Oh man, but just I don't know. It's just kind of interesting because it's you should know. I mean, you play country music, you should know they're a little bit patriotic.
That's absolutely right. It's about as patriotic as a big red truck.
Oh yeah. But it is what it is. 22
22 years.
22 years later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So we're sort of like remembering like Pearl Harbor, 1941. And I guess, they wait for a generation to get old enough where, they could say, well, we remember when we got attacked, 70 years ago. And now, young people will be saying, well, when they get older, they'll be saying the same thing.
That's right. That's right.
So anyway, you guys, hey, we let you listen to some of the lyrics. I want to give people a chance to get a pre-orders and stuff like that. And we're gonna put it out there probably whatever the election day here is in Denver, someday in November.
5th?
Yeah, and it'll be a single.
When is election day?
Let's see. Okay.
2024 United States Senate elections is on Tuesday, November 5th,
Yeah,
2024.
Tuesday, November 5th. So we're going to
Okay.
have things set up to go and get some pre-release
Yeah.
stuff going.
I'm probably gonna have it out on the Friday before
Yeah.
that day because they said like release stuff on the Friday. But we'll have it together. I mean, Alan's gonna send me like pieces and then I'll mix it and we'll go from there.
We're
I'll
going
put
to
something together for it.
we're going to get this starship up off the ground if we got to push it into the atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
Get out and push.
That's right.
Oh yeah, definitely. So anyway, so we I guess let me turn off the screen share. And I guess we'll close the meeting for the night. Thank everybody for coming. And tomorrow we'll be doing something. We'll do something else. I'm waiting for something from Amazon, so I'm going to go and see if somebody stole it.
Nope. There you go.
Oh man!
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Hey, Joe, folks, check out SoundCloud and Spotify. This is one of our recording artists and stuff that helps us out with hosting the show as well. So,
Yes. All right. So good night.
Good night.